and Wynetta.
It was an emotional goodbye today to a young mother and her infant, the alleged victims of a D.C. police officer accused of trying to duck child support. 20-year-old Wynetta Wright and her baby daughter Jaylin were remembered today as a precious pair of innocent victims.
Today's funeral in Southeast D.C. drew a heavy turnout from the region's law enforcement agencies. They were shocked by the murders and by the fact that one of their own is charged as the killer. Our own Scott Broom was there too.
It was a day of grief that cut both ways for the large turnout of law enforcement officers. Wynetta Wright allegedly murdered by a D.C. police officer, but a young woman who also aspired to join law enforcement herself as a member of the Prince George's County Sheriff's Department Explorers Program. Her colleagues served as pallbearers and huddled in grief outside.
Her daughter, Jaylin, was a sweetheart, and they're both going to be missed very much.
This was a good young woman who wanted to make a positive contribution to our community.
And see how many folk have come.
It was an overflow crowd inside the Temple of Deliverance Church on Southern Avenue.
But I love you, Jaylin and Wynetta.
Many mourners said they didn't know the victims, but came out of a sense of community shock.
And to take a life to avoid child support is really sad.
There was no mention of Richmond Phillips, the D.C. police officer accused of murder and manslaughter in the case.
You know, it's just so heart-touching. You know, what possibly could have been wrong with him?
The funeral procession was led by police officers from at least 4 agencies. Goodbye to a mother and child who aspired to join the law enforcement family, but allegedly died at the hands of an officer. In Southeast Washington, Scott Broom, 9 News Now.
And Officer Richmond Phillips now being held without bail pending his trial in Prince George's County.